So what we're going to talk about is a time to go slow. And we're not talking about the word slow like you might think I'm talking about, even though we've had some problems here in the last few weeks with some of these webinars where things have been slow. What we're actually going to be talking about is self-liquidating offers, also known as funded proposal systems and sometimes called perpetual traffic systems or machines or systems, whichever way you want to call it. These are becoming pretty popular. They've been around for years, but they're becoming more and more popular now, especially with list builders, in that list building has changed quite a bit over the years, in that you can still build your list for free, but it's a lot of work. And to spend money on paid ads, it used to be really easy to recoup that money and recover your cost in ad spends, but it's getting harder and harder to do that now. So list builders have started adopting this self-liquidating offers system to try to help be able to do what they were doing before. So basically, if you're not familiar with a self-liquidating offer or funded proposal system, a self-liquidated offer is a small sales funnel set in place to hopefully facilitate the return on investment of your paid advertising, usually for list building or downline recruitment. Like I said just a second ago, you can still do, list building and downline recruitment free. It's a lot of work now. It tends to cause people to quit and give up because they don't see fast results from it. And it used to be that you could spend money on paid ads and be able to recoup the money really quick. But things have changed quite a bit in both list building and downline recruitment, that now it takes more and more and better offers. You got to offer more to people to get them to actually spend money with you, and it's getting tough to get that money back on an ad spend like it used to be able to be really easy to do. So usually with a self-liquidating offer, there's some sort of a free or a dirt cheap entry point that is ran through a script that automatically adds new list signups or your prospects into the funnel system. Now, the whole point of a system like this is to have the self-liquidating offer to recoup any ad spends on paid traffic so that you can turn around and reinvest your earnings into more paid ads. And this is what people used to do with list building and buying solo ads. It used to be that it was pretty easy to spend money on, say, a 100 click or a 500 click solo ad. And if you had, a good, simple OTO in place, some sort of a one-time offer in place, that you would be able to recoup the money you spent on that solo ad and be able to turn around and spend that money again on more solo ads and be able to recoup the money. Well, like I said, things have kind of changed over the last couple of years, and it's not as easy to do that as it once was. One-time offers now get shut down almost immediately, and really to grab people's attention, they just have to be just out of this world unbelievable bargains that it's really hard for people to pass them up. So it's getting harder and harder to come up with, a really good converting one-time offer. It used to be, and if you've been through any of my previous trainings on list building, the goal to shoot for when doing list building was to have a cheap front-end offer that you could sell on once somebody opted into your list that would convert at 10 to 15% was what you were shooting for, so that as you were adding people onto your list, you had a chance of selling something for anywhere from $5 to $17 is about the average, so that you'd be able to recoup your ad spend. Well, like I said, it's getting harder and harder to do that now because a lot of people want to join your list, get the free gift that you're offering, but they're not so much interested in your one-time offer unless it is, like I said, just something that is just irresistible for them to pass up. And it still has to be priced, at the right price point, because at the point of somebody joining your list, unless they've heard of you before, they still don't trust you enough to spend very much money with you. And there's a lot of products out now that are in that $5 to $17 price range that just really aren't worth buying. So people are more skeptical of spending that low amount of money on something, not knowing you to start with and not having any clue about what you're trying to sell them up front. And it's also, people are developing the mindset that when you're list building now, that when you first hit them with something for sale, just as soon as they opt into your list, that it kind of puts a negative connotation on your list building, because that's the very first thing you're trying to do when they join your list, is you're trying to sell them something. So that's why list builders are starting to migrate towards the self-liquidating offers, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight, is self-liquidating offers, and I'm going to give you some examples of a few of them. So for example, if you spend $50 on ads, your goal with the self-liquidating offer is to recover that $50, build your list or add to your downline so that you can take and reinvest that $50 and repeat the process over and over again. That's the whole purpose behind the self-liquidating offer system. In a perfect setup, if you had everything working just right, the cost for the ad spends and then the money you earn from the self-liquidating offer would replenish each other. And this is why some people call it a perpetual traffic system, because it's kind of like, once you feed a little money into the system and the traffic's generating and you're getting conversions right, that you're going to get the money that you've earned back into the same place where you pay for the ads. So it just turns into, a self-running machine, and that's why they call it a perpetual traffic system. Now this is getting harder and harder to set up, especially with, PayPal being so strict on some of the things that you can sell online now, and depending on what the offer actually is, some things PayPal won't let you sell through their service. So it's getting harder to do this, but it still can be done if you do it with the right kind of offers. Now, most IMers use a Nobrainer OTO as their attempt at a self-liquidating offer. This is what we talked about earlier, the way people used to do solo ads and banner ads and that type of thing. And it used to work flawlessly. It used to be this was the way to do it, and it was an easy way to recuperate the money that you spent on ads. But like I said, it's getting harder and harder to do that now, and it's not as easy to get somebody to buy from you when they're first joining your list, unless they have heard about you before, know something about you, or the products that you've created and had out in the past. If you're totally brand new to online marketing and this is your first launch of a list building campaign or a product, it's really hard to convince people to spend money with you up front. So that's why it no longer works as good as it used to, and it's getting harder to get those conversions and get that recovery of the money that you've spent on the ads at the initial outgo. But a true self-liquidating offer system incorporates several other paid offers, in that sometimes the self-liquidating offer can be quite profitable. In fact, there's lots of self-liquidating offer systems out there now where you can generate a full-time income just from promoting the SLO offer system itself, and not really have to depend on anything else except for promoting the self-liquidating offer system. And I'm going to give you some examples of those here in a little bit. And this being one of the reasons why network marketers and MLMers like self-liquidating offer systems for downline recruitment, because there is so much opportunity with some of the systems that's out now to be able to build a downline plus recoup the money they've spent on ads to get people to the front end of the self-liquidating offer. But the SLOs are not just for MLMers and network marketers. List builders, like I said, are using them a lot now too, because they found that using these, they can actually recover their money on ads, but they're not going to make profit. In most cases, you won't make a profit on your first initial campaign, but you're going to at least recover the money you've spent on ads so that you can turn around and reinvest it in getting more list subscribers. And that's the whole goal with a self-liquidating offer, is to be able to recover your ad spends so that they don't come out of pocket each time you're wanting to run a new list building campaign. Now, list builders now use Tripwire products to create a self-liquidating offer, and they work really well. Ryan Dice has a whole complete training on using Tripwire products for list building. Basically, if you're not familiar with it, a Tripwire product is a no-brainer OTO that's on the front end of the funnel, as opposed to being something free on the front end. It's actually a really cheap product that's on the front end that, it's hard to resist, something that's really popular that people want. And then it's usually followed up with higher priced back end products. And of course, the whole goal with using a Tripwire system like this to create a self-liquidating offer is to add the purchasers of the Tripwire to your mailing list. Even if they were to turn down any of the back end offers that you have following the Tripwire product, you still got the person on your list and you've recovered most of the money that you spent on the ad spend. A good example of this is, again, using Ryan Dice as an example. He found a white label source vendor over in China or Taiwan, I forget which one, that would sell him credit card knives. They were little paper knives that folded up into a credit card that he would sell for $1.95 as a Tripwire product. From that one offer, once they bought it, he would offer them some other products that he had in the survival niche, the self-survival niche. So what he would do is he would spend money to advertise that Tripwire product. He would get people onto his list so that he could sell them the upsells on his other survivalist products that he was selling. And it worked really well for him. In one case study he did, he made over $200,000 just on the Tripwire product alone, not counting the back end sales that he did either at the time of somebody joining his list or later down in his sales funnel with his autoresponder set up. So tripwires are really popular now, and that's what most list builders are using when they go to create their own self-liquidating offers. But there's other self-liquidating offers that list builders can use that you don't have to have actually a physical product that you're mailing out to someone like that. There's lots of other ways that you can do a self-liquidating offer and not have to have someone in China or Taiwan that's going to sell you products on a wholesale basis. So here's some typical examples of self-liquidating offer systems, and some of these I'm sure you'll all be familiar with. The viral list builder systems, there's tons of those out. There's new ones that come out almost weekly. Traffic exchanges have been out for years. The traffic is nowhere near as effective as they were, but they still have downline systems built into them where you can recruit members into other traffic exchanges and viral list builders and what have you that they have set up inside their system. Text ad exchanges are another great example of self-liquidating offer systems in that they also have the downline generation builders built inside of those, and then of course safe lists. Now all of these are the typical ones that you've seen for a while. I didn't realize that's what they were. They were just cheap offers to get you in, to give you free advertising so that you would join some of the other places where there was paid advertising. That's what was the whole purpose of these systems. And of course, to add people to your mailing list at the same time because they knew you were interested in either building your list or getting traffic to your websites. It was the whole purpose of these type of SLO systems. Now then you have the more advanced self-liquidating offer systems, and these are generally the ones that were used by the network marketers to use to build their downlines in their network marketing and MLM programs. BuildMyDownlines.com is a really extensive advanced system set up to help you get people into low-end offers and then upsell them into your main network offer that you're promoting. MLM Recruit on Demand is a phone system that does basically the same thing. They teach you how to do phone recruitment, and again, the whole idea behind MLM Recruit on Demand is you're offering the system for free, hoping that they will take I think it's like $5 or $10, maybe $15 now. I can't remember exactly. It used to be really cheap, like $5 or $10. It may be up to 15 now. That people would be able to get free leads and stuff from the system to be able to do the same thing. And again, the hope is that once they're into the MLM Recruit on Demand, that they would join the network marketing program that you're promoting. PowerLeadSystem.com is another one. The whole premise behind it is strictly list building, but again, to introduce people to other programs and systems that you're a part of. Then, of course, you have My Lead System Pro, which is probably the very first one that took this to a multi-million-dollar level, in that they have complete sales funnels set up that start with either free offers or Tripwire products. But again, the whole purpose is to get someone to join your network marketing or MLM offer. So these are the more advanced ones that there is out there now. And again, every single one of these either has a free entry point or they have a really dirt cheap entry point, something that, that appeals to a lot of people, that's going to get them to join it just to get whatever that offer is right up from the front. And again, in hopes that you're going to recoup the money that you spent on the ads to get people to the affiliate page that you have with these different systems. Then you have the hybrid examples of self-liquidating offer systems, and these are the ones that are not only for people that are in some sort of network marketing, but they're also into list building, or they're also into selling products, or they're also into doing webinars or whatever, what have you, CPA, anything like that, that you have a chance of getting people that will take your other offers that you're offering, plus maybe join a system or a program that you're involved in. A few good examples of that is 30minutelist.com, which is a hybrid list building system, in that when you have an account with them, you send people to your referral page, and then the first 4 people that join are actually joining your sponsors mailing list. And then once they join, they have the chance to join the 30-minute list system at a reduced price for an upgraded account where they can do the same thing. And the conversion rates on most of these are about 20%. So 1 out of every 5 people that you actually get to join one of these systems like 30-minute list will actually spend some money on an upgrade, which will help you recoup the money that you've spent on ads to get people to the system in itself. ShoeMoneyNetwork.net is a sort of a CPA referral type system built by Jeremy Shoemaker, that devised a complete funnel system to be able to sell instant accounts to Bluehost and some other list builders and autoresponders. And initially, the initial traction that he has into this system is when you first join, the very first thing you do is enter your PayPal account where you want to get paid, and immediately Jeremy Shoemaker's system will send the person an automatic payment just for entering their PayPal email address. It goes through a step level progression of people going to the next level, and each level they keep getting paid more and more for each level that they complete. So that's a great example of using CPA as a self-liquidating offer. He's had that set up for years, and he makes a full-time income just off of bringing people into this network that he has set up. And he does the same thing for the people that are promoting it. He pays out 100%. It used to be just 50% commissions, but now he's paying out 100% commissions because he has some higher price coaching on the back end after you get through the step progression. He has a higher price coaching on the back end where he actually makes his money now, so he can actually afford to pay out all those 50-cent and $1 PayPal payments, out of his own pocket. So that's a really attractive example of a self-liquidating offer for a CPA network. ReallySimpleSystem.com is sort of kind of like Shoe Money Network, in that when you first join it, you're going to enter your main email address as your contact address and then your PayPal account. And once you complete the first step in the system, which is joining 3 of the recommended programs, the downline generation they have set up in there, you're going to get an instant payment to your PayPal account. So that's kind of along the same line, except it's not involved with CPA like Jeremy Shoemaker's is. WebTrafficForYou.com is along the same lines of 30-minute list builder, except that it's all about traffic generation and not so much about list building, although it does have list building incorporated into it as well, except its main focus is different avenues where you can generate traffic to your squeeze pages and your offers. So these are examples of hybrid systems that exist out there now that are really dirt cheap to get into. Some of them are dead free that you can get into and you get paid immediately right off the bat, like with the Shoe Money Network. And then some of them, like the 30-minute list builder, gets 4 list signups for every person that you refer. You're going to get 4 list signups off of them. And of course, like the web traffic is, you're going to get free traffic for everybody that joins. You're going to get some free traffic to your offers. So these are ways that people have taken these self-liquidating offers and turned them around and added a twist to them, in that you're not only getting your money back on your ad spends, but you're also getting another benefit out of it, whether it might be list building or more traffic or downline generation, people to help build your downline in some network marketing or MLM that you might be involved in.